start with a very bold statement. Existing DApps, DeFi, are not very robust nowadays. That's because if the team, for some reason, stops paying, I don't know, the web server, the domain name, or even external automation services like Gelato or Chainlink automation, the DApp stops, it's dead. And I think it's pretty sad because decentralized systems offer way more possibilities than this. And that's why we have gone for implementing a new kind of layer one from scratch. It's called MASSA, and it offers two very complementary, very unique features that actually solve this problem. So first of all, we offer decentralized web hosting. This means that the blockchain itself is capable of hosting websites, and these websites are replicated on the thousands of nodes around the globe that we have. So it's fully resilient. You don't have to pay for any centralized servers, and it cannot be hacked. Another feature that's complementary to this is the autonomous smart contracts. So in MASSA, it's the only blockchain where smart contracts, your backend, are capable of waking themselves up in time without having to be called from the outside. So this is very important if you want to remove the need for centralized services that will call your smart contracts from bookkeeping. And when you fuse these two things together, I'm going to showcase a little demo. So if you can switch to the other video, please. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to showcase a quick video of decentralized exchange that's launching very soon on MASSA. It's called DUSA, and it has some peculiarities. So first of all, you see the address in the browser is a bit weird, dusa.massa. That's because when you have the MASSA app installed on your computer, every time you type some a website that ends with .massa, it's going to be automatically intercepted by the software. The domain name is going to be resolved on chain, and then the system is going to load the website from the chain and into the browser. So there's no central service at any point in the whole pipeline, which means that the service, once deployed, cannot be stopped, cannot be censored, cannot be hacked. The same way as smart contracts, it's hosted the same way. And if you look at the product a bit more, you'll see that it also has limit orders and other unique features such as autonomous liquidity. That's autonomous liquidity rebalancing. So all these features and many new ones that are coming, for example, they just deployed in their current demo something called DCA, so autonomous trading bots directly on the system. All these runs without any central service. Everything is on chain. So the website, the backend, the autonomy, everything is running by itself on the blockchain. And that's the first time this happens. So can you switch back, sorry, to the presentation? Yes. So basically, this means that MASSA is capable of hosting your full DApp without you having to run any infrastructure on the side. You pay once, and you don't need to maintain any servers afterwards. And literally, your whole team can disappear. The system will still run forever. And that's the very power of it. But DUSA is not the only app that's running on MASSA. We have a 150,000 people strong community. There's many projects building right now, ranging from games to DeFi. So I really invite you to check them out. They're really amazing. Right now, we have launched our mainnet 1 week ago. In 1 week, we have 2 million blocks produced, 50,000 transactions settled. There's a whole lot of things going on here. We're about to go public. So it's essentially one of the best opportunities now to invest privately if you're interested. The idea is we are going to grow the ecosystem exponentially after this. There's going to be liquidity incentives. There's going to be a whole lot of DeFi stuff going on, and we are very welcoming you to participate. So feel free to throw me any questions. I'm ready to answer. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Damir. I believe we have many questions coming up, so let me see in our community where I should start. Yes, our first question. Massa announced its sale on Republic, but has not announced yet the sale price. Is there any chance you can share some alpha about this at this point?
Unfortunately, we have signed some things that limit us from saying much because we need to align with also with the announcement agenda of Republic themselves. So we cannot really communicate alpha right now. I'm very sorry, but stay tuned. We're gonna publish everything.
Well, you heard it, folks. Indeed, stay tuned. Absolutely. Another question from the community. How much money have you raised in all previous investment rounds? Can you elaborate on that?
So MASSA has started very early, 2020 approximately. In 2020, when we launched the company, we have gotten some public funds. The eLab contest, we won a lot of French public funds there. We raised a bit less than $1 million with also some small business angels. Then we did a first round of private sale for 5.8 mil. That was some time ago. Then we started another secondary sale on the side that's still ongoing. So we are open to still open to private investments. So that's the thing. We cannot really openly communicate yet because we haven't fully closed all the rounds. That being said, you're welcome to join us. We can discuss with this in private if necessary. And as for the public sale, it's upcoming, and we are going to announce all the parameters very soon. So stay tuned.
Lovely. Well, our VCs and angels, take your chance. Ivan, please.
Yeah, I have a question from Alex Shevchenko from Aurora. So how MASSA is different from Near Boss?
Actually, there's quite a few competitors in that space. For example, there's Near that's deploying some things here. There is also ICP that has similar things, and even there's some storage chains that could compete on some sides of it. So, for example, Arweave is capable of storing very efficiently. There's Filecoin, etc. So all these guys are interesting, but MASSA is very unique because first of all, we support very low hardware. So to become a validator, you don't need much. A desktop computer, 100 coins, and you go. That's enough. So that's why we have thousands of people running our testnet. We had like 8,000 people on the testnet. Now we have already almost 2,000 people on the mainnet. So this is growing very quickly. We also have, in terms of entry barriers, the programming language is a variant of TypeScript. So any kind of web developer is capable of deploying on MASSA, front end and back end. And in terms of technology, we achieve about 10,000 transactions per second with the technology we have. It's unique. It's been developed by ourselves actually in 2017. So the idea is that we leverage this technology to achieve very high throughputs, very high decentralization. We're aiming for a Nakamoto coefficient above 1,000. And also, we wish for the experience to be as secure as possible. We've been audited. We're ready. In terms of features, we are the only ones with autonomous smart contracts. Nobody else has that.
Thanks. Another question from Hugh May from Polka Starter Research. Are you looking for more fundraising platforms to work with? Very interesting question from Polka Starter Research.
Yes, we are in discussions with multiple platforms, but we are always open to contacts. We are always interested into seeing what we can do, especially to alleviate some geographical limitations we might have on some of the platforms. So we are always open to discussions. We can't promise anything right now, but we are, of course, open to contacts.
Okay, one more question from Nick. The question is on the side of MASSA multi-threaded block graph. How often should the consensus be updated and how the parallelization will be implemented?
So parallelization already works. Essentially, there's 32 blocks being produced at the same time in the network as we speak right now. So in order to produce a block, you don't need to wait for the previous one. If you go on explorer.massa.net, you'll see the things happening live. So you'll see that there's 2 blocks per second. We already produced 2 million blocks. The consensus for now is not being updated. It works very well. We have a lot of capacity left. If at some point we reach 10,000 transactions per second, then we'll have to increase our capacity. And for this, we have already many ideas. But for now, we're going to stick to it and develop the ecosystem.
Lovely. We have one more question coming up from Alex from Aurora. The majority of the DApps require some kind of indexing servers to show info on the FE. How is indexing decentralized at MASSA?
Okay, so the idea is that right now we are working on some software that does indexing because the idea is that MASSA is high throughput. So the issue is that it's high throughput and high decentralization. So normal nodes running at people's homes, they cannot really store the whole history of everything that happened because of the high throughput. The compromise is that MASSA has to forget about older blocks. So that's kind of the underlying question here. So what do we do if we need to store stuff? So first thing is, if you need to store explicitly stuff in your DApp, do it directly in the storage system of the DApp. Do it on-chain, store it on-chain. That's one answer. That's going to be kept and it's going to stay. If you want to index, you can actually, in the documentation docs.massa.net, you'll find all the streams coming from the gRPC ports of the node that allow you to actually store everything that your node streams. So as it streams, you can store it. And on our side, for our Explorer, for example, we provide an indexer that's centralized at MASSA, but we recommend that everyone at their place indexes their own blocks if they need to. But for most applications, you actually don't. So it depends on what you want.
Great, thank you for elaborating on that. We have time for one more question. Let's see if there's one from our judges. Not yet, but I see a few from our community. Let's pick the first one. Now the team has a large number of roles staked on the validator. Where will the team spend the earned rewards from this validator?
So the team is currently staking a very small percentage of the actual circulating supply. So let's say if we manage to boost people staking, if even a tiny percentage of the people that hold circulating coins now start staking, and it's very easy to stake, we recommend they do it, will be completely diluted. So that's one thing. The second thing is that with these coins, it depends on which we're talking about, but we use them for internal activities, essentially. So for example, recently, with some staking rewards we paid some accountants that helped us set up the whole structure of the company. So it's not for personal use, obviously, it's really for the company activities.
Understood. I see we have more questions from our community. Dear audience, please cast your questions in the MASSA group chats, in the Telegrams, Discords, whatever. Considering everything, Damir, thank you for your showcase today and wish you a great day.
Thank you.